good, everybody? It's your boy Ant back with you guys with another video. So I just got done finishing the events that just transpired last night on SmackDown. It was a really good decent show. I want to get and talk to you guys about the whole situation that's concerning of the bloodline. To start the show, they have this video package of Roman Reigns' 1,000-day championship celebration of how he won the Universal Championship back in 2020, and that it's showing like the timeline of every single championship that he has surpassed, and most likely every opponent that he has ever faced has beaten. And I don't know if you guys peeped it or if you guys saw that the only person in the bloodline that was in that video package was Solo, and they didn't show the Usos in any of the video packages. Because the Usos, they have a huge role to play in this, considering the fact that they were the reason that Roman Reigns has this 1,000-day championship celebration, even before when Solo came into the picture. So, they were shown. It was a really good show. Like, he hit so many records. He main evented 3 times, retained, and the fact how he unified the WWE Championship and named it the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And ever since then, he has been dominant ever since, especially the downward of the bloodline has been going. But it was a really good package, and it was so disrespectful of the fact that the Usos was not in it, because I think that's a little teaser there of the fact that they were the reasons that Roman has this reign to begin with, and if without them, Roman wouldn't be champion, and most likely he would never hit 1,000 days. So I watched the rest of the show. It was a really good show, and the match between the qualifying matches, Montez Ford versus LA Knight, it was a really good match. But for me personally, I know that match, the crowd was definitely going for LA Knight to win this match. And the fact that, to me personally, it didn't make sense to have them go at each other to face one-on-one. It would have been a whole lot of sense if Montez Ford faced somebody else and LA Knight fought somebody else as well. Because the match, it was really good. It was a really good match. And I know the crowd was going to go for LA Knight, because I know for a fact they want LA Knight to be in the... Because I have no issue if they give the Money in the Bank briefcase to LA Knight, which I'm all for it. And I'm really looking forward to see like what transpires, because I know for a fact I really want LA Knight to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. Because the way how he's been getting treated as late, and he's a heel to begin with. And the fact that the crowd is like behind him, he's getting like super over. Yeah, I really want LA Knight to become the Mr. Money in the Bank. Then, right before the closing of the show, Triple H comes out and he unveils the new World Undisputed WWE Universal Championship to Roman Reigns. And when I looked at the championship, to be honest, I'm not a fan of it. The way how it looks like, all they did was like take the titles that Roman had before, combine them, and most likely turn it into black and gold, which they're my favorite colors, don't get me wrong. But it would have made a whole lot of sense if they would have done something better with the championship. The way how the championship looks like, it showed you that they were lazy. Because to me personally, it made a whole lot of sense if they would have done something different. Like the new World Heavyweight Championship that they made for Raw, that makes sense. And when other superstars, like back in the days, like The Rock, Stone Cold had like their own custom championships, that would have been understandable. So then, before the whole celebration, Paul Heyman has a talk with Solo, considering the fact that the Usos will not join them to celebrate Roman Reigns' 1,000-day championship celebration, which I already know they're going to be there to begin with. But as soon as he went over to Adam Pearce, and then Adam Pearce laid out the whole plan of the fact that the Usos will not be there, And I already knew for a fact they were gonna be there last night. But as soon as Triple H awarded the new championship to Roman, and as soon Roman, you know how Roman is. He does his whole thing. He says the whole universe acknowledged me. Everybody puts up the one. And as soon as he was about to speak, the Usos music hit. I really thought that. And what's funny, how did they get into the building knowing that there was like double security and they thought that there were going to be no Usos getting involved? But what do you think happened? They found a way to get in. So, as soon the Usos, they go into the ring. Jimmy gets in Roman's face. You see Jay in the back, pacing back and forth. And Solo just stoic as ever, like he always is. And then Roman is not paying any attention to Jimmy. He's paying his attention to Jay, telling him to kick his brother in the face for what Jimmy did to Roman this past Saturday at Night of Champions. And Jay was undecisive, and like he didn't know what to expect, because of the fact that this all revolves around him, considering the fact that Jimmy did something that Jay wished he could have done. But let's get into it. So Roman, he's getting pissed at the fact that Jay will not super kick Jimmy in the face, and Roman's getting pissed. He's taking his bullying Jay, because if anything, that Jay he's the type of person that he took all the smoke from Roman. Basically, he wants all of it. He won't go to Jimmy because he's taking on his brother Jay, which is crazy on my end. But anyways, Jimmy explained why he did what he did at Night of Champions, because he wasn't trying to take his spot. He wasn't trying to be like a leader, trying to take the championship. He was trying to be like a brother figure, something that Roman hasn't been doing as of late. Because ever since the Royal Rumble, when Sammy left the bloodline, and it's been going like crazy, and especially at WrestleMania, it hasn't been the same. Especially when the Usos lost the tag titles to KO and Sammy back at WrestleMania Night 1. So he told him like what kind of a brother, even though like they're cousins, because he's trying to like talk some sense into Roman, but Roman wasn't having it. And he told him like what kind of brother manipulates, abuses their own family. And I liked how Jimmy went over to Solo, and he told Solo like, I'm telling you this right now, after when he's done using you, he's going to use you, abuse you, manipulate you, stab you in the back, betray you, and he's going to take all the glory for himself, because he always needs somebody by his side, because Roman is most likely gets jobs done thanks to Solo. So and the crowd were chanting Uso chants, and then Roman said, you want to know why they're chanting the Uso chants? It's because of me. Because I made job. And that Roman's still not understanding that Jimmy's trying to talk some sense into Roman to like get himself together and like be the bloodline, trying to get the family back together. But he gave the mic to Solo and trying to convince him that you're trying to talk to everybody else. But let's see what Solo had to say. So Roman gives the mic to Solo, and I was like really surprised at the fact that I really wanted to see what Solo takes on this whole situation. And he says that I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. And then he says, these two right here, they my brothers. And then he gives the mic back to Roman, and he goes to the Usos side. And Roman and Paul, they were shocked, and so was the crowd, because they really thought that Roman's going to be all alone. But I already knew from the jump that was really legit not going to happen. So as soon as Roman was about to get heated, Jay got the ultimate payback. You guys remember when Roman shoved Jimmy's face? Jimmy got payback on him, and as soon as they were about to go at it, Jay had to stop both of them and tell them, like, listen, we family. Like, we can't be doing this. And then Jimmy told Roman, like, we're family, man. We're better than this. We are the ones, right? And then Roman, he's selling it. He's selling it like crazy. Started crying because I see he almost cried, if you guys peeped it. And then he hugs Jimmy. And then as soon as he finishes hugging Jimmy, he looks over at Solo, and that's when Solo Samoan spikes his own brother. And I was just like, oh yeah, this storyline is getting good. Because Jay, he didn't even know what to do, considering the fact that he saw his younger brother Solo Samoan spike Jimmy. And then Roman, Solo, and Paul, they all left the ring. And then Michael Cole, he was selling on commentary is that Solo, and I like when Michael Cole said Solo chose Roman Reigns over his own brother. Yo, Michael Cole throughout the whole night, especially like the video packages that they were showing of Pacific matches of Roman Reigns' 1,000-day championship celebration, Michael Cole was selling it of the fact that the Usos was not involved in it. And it was really good. And I liked, as soon as they were about to leave the ring, Paul asked Roman, what about Jay? And then Jay said, no, not Jay. Roman said, Jay's going to do what he always does. Fall in line. And you see, that right there, that is really getting me so hyped about this storyline. Because this storyline itself, it's really, really good. I've been interested in this ever since this whole thing started. And I wonder how is this going to play out on the road to Money in the Bank. Because I most likely see tag team match, Roman and Solo versus the Usos. And I think Solo is going to be the last person to leave Roman's side. But I want, because don't get me wrong, Jay, he didn't even know what to do because of the fact that Jay has taken all the bullying from Roman, especially from years back when Jay had to fall in line back in 2020. But that's the question. Will Jay Uso fall in line with Roman? Or most likely he will say, you know what? I'm done with you, Roman. I'm not falling in line. I'm done because you're taking this way too far. And I think that Jay is most likely going to be the next person of the bloodline to leave Roman's side. And I see Roman and Solo versus the Usos, Money in the Bank. And as soon as I know the win is going to go to Roman and Solo, and I think after the match, I think Roman is going to take it a little too far. And I think that's when Solo is he's not feeling it. He's going to Samoan spike Roman. But I'm all for with this whole bloodline storyline. Oh, and also, by the way, whoever came up with this whole idea of the bloodline story, you deserve your props. I loved it so much from beginning all the way close to the end. Chef's kiss right there. So before I leave out of here, what do you guys think on the whole bloodline situation? And also for the new title, I'm not a fan of it. And do you guys think that Jay Uso will most likely fall in line or most likely betray Roman and be the next person to leave Roman's side and leave the bloodline? But comment down below what do you guys take. I appreciate the time. Your boy's almost at 100 subs, 1K to go. I love y'all. Peace.